see if we're registering here.
All right. Mic
Check one.
Check.
Microphone checker. Yeah. Yeah. This is my intro music.
I think I developed the pasties at the end.
Yeah.
Of that.
Well, on that note, Josh Mitchell, thanks for coming on my show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Ryan.
it's Casual with Ryan Proctor.
Fun.
Yeah, I'm stoked, man. I met you like 24 hours ago. I thought it was 72, but you said it's 24.
Time flies when you're...
Yeah, we're having a good time. So, I'm down in Squamish again. Josh is visiting his good friend Tony, who was on the show before a while ago. That's a good episode. And I guess these guys have been friends for like 20 years. So, just sounds like a good dude to chat with. We had a few beers, so it's good to kind of continue the conversation. So, thanks again for coming on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Josh, tell us, intro yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
Where you're from, maybe, and then like what you do for work.
So, I split my time between Anchorage, Alaska, and Asheville, North Carolina. I'm living a really nomadic lifestyle right now.
Yeah.
I spent 10 months on the water last year. So, yeah, home is neither here nor there.
Right.
It literally is where the ship that I'm on.
Right, cool.
So I'm an Alaska fisherman. I run a salmon gill netter out of Prince William Sound. I've been fishing for 21 years.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And as of recent, over the past 5 years, I've been doing oceanographic rigging for an oceanographic company based out of Woods Hole, Massachusetts.
Cool.
WHOI is its acronym. And they discovered the Titanic.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, decades ago. So it's really cool
Wow, no shit.
to work with them.
That's
and
cool.
be a part of their research and my limited capacity. I'm exposed to some really rad things out on the sea. And then I go down to Antarctica and help support science that's funded by the U.S. National Science Foundation.
Right.
So that was a lot.
Yeah, that's a ton, man. I mean, you don't look very old. So you probably
I'm 40 years old.
Oh, yeah. All right,
Tony and I
here.
are celebrating this year, along with Andre.
Oh, right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we met at Andre's birthday party last night, which is good times.
That was a good time.
Yeah. That sounds like a lifetime, of work. And so you currently work on a research vessel right now.
Yes.
And you've been like, what did you do just before what was your job before that? Like what springboarded you to that?
What springboarded me to working on research vessels? Yeah, it was my time spent in Alaska working on a variety of fishing boats since I was 19.
Right.
It taught me how to be comfortable at sea, taught me the ways around a back deck, how to work well with others in tight quarters. And
I was going to say the difference between the two ships, like a fishing vessel and a research vessel.
Yes.
Like a different boat. I mean, obviously they're different boats, but it seems like I would just had the sense of watching like television shows like Deadliest Catch and stuff, like the chaos that happens on those boats. Even though it's a dramatic thing they probably spin up, I'm sure it's hectic on there.
Yeah.
And I think about those big ships. Is it like is it still pretty rough, or is it kind of just...
No, they're completely different worlds.
They're huge, right?
They're completely different worlds. The culture is very different. With these research vessels, they are really about safety,
right?
And protocol and taking everything at a slower pace,
right?
But I definitely do not work as hard on these vessels and get destroyed like I have on fishing vessels.
Yeah,
fishing vessels is a different animal all into itself.
Yeah,
we're working really long hours and trying to make a lot of money in a short period of time.
Cram it in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, how long is the fishing season? I guess it depends on the...
Yeah, it's about 3 months on average.
Right, cool. And what were you guys fishing for most of the time?
So I've spent the majority of my fishing career as a salmon fisherman.
Oh, cool.
I've also fished for cod and crab and pollock, but it's been mainly summer salmon fishing.
Yeah, I just think it sounds so whenever I think of fishing like that, I just think it sounds so chaotic on those boats. But so now you're on a research vessel. It's kind of bigger and just more. And then how much time do you spend on there? Like what's a crew? Like what's the size of the crew? Like what's that all about?
Okay. So I just returned about about a week and a half ago from a 3-month stint down in Antarctica.
Okay.
I was on a 264-foot icebreaker.
Okay.
There were 44 people on board. So that included the captain, the mates, the oilers, engineers, the ABs, and the whole science party, and the science support technicians. So,
That's 40 people. That seems
44.
That seems like a small amount. Maybe I'm wrong.
You know,
you don't need much.
Crammed into a space that's 264 feet long.
It's not that big. Yeah.
And a lot of it is back deck and labs.
Right.
Yeah, so everyone's, sharing a room.
Yeah.
Sharing a bathroom. Whenever you go eat in the galley, it's completely full, and so you're never having a meal alone.
Right. I mean, it's close quarters, right? You're about to get to know everybody, and hopefully everybody gets along, right?
Yeah, usually you do.
Yeah. And so, what was so the last trip you're on? What was the purpose of you? You showed me a video earlier of some whales you were tracking, but I don't know if that was from how recent that was. But this last time you were there, is it always the same focus, or do you go kind of usually?
Yeah,
does it change?
The focus changes based on the funding that the scientist has received.
Based on whatever they're trying to research, I guess.
Absolutely.
Okay, right.
And so there's a wide variety of science objectives that are funded throughout the year. Some of them are, more exciting, or actually more my speed than others.
Right.
And so those are the ones that I gravitate towards. Chasing what they call charismatic megafauna. So seals, penguins, whales.
Charismatic
megafauna.
Megafauna, right? Yeah. Cool. Yeah. All right.
I hope that's my nickname one day.
Yeah, it should be.
Yep.
Yeah.
OG charismatic megafauna.
Yeah.
Representing.
That's your Wu-Tang probably name. I love that. You still have that app? You can just go online and put your name in. They can Wooify your name.
No, I've never seen that.
Oh yeah, you type in your name and it tells you what your Wu-Tang name would be. It's pretty ridiculous.
What was yours?
If I don't remember, but I remember it was like you can just type in, it tells you what it is. But yeah, so it changed every time. So
so this past time, we went and we researched. It was kind of a wide variety of objectives. They run in a grid pattern. The scientists want to run in a grid pattern over the course of 800 miles and collect samples from different points along the grid. And these samples, the same grid line has been worked for 28 years. So they have this, what's called a long-term ecological research project, and a huge data set.
That's rad.
It is pretty cool. And so they've seen a lot of changes over the years with climate and how the glaciers melting are putting more fresh water into the oceans, and how the currents are changing and becoming warmer, and then how that starts on a microscopic chemical level, and then starts affecting how photosynthesis takes place in the water, and how phytoplankton and zooplankton feed on that process.
Wow.
So then it's working through the building blocks, and once your krill then feeds on this phytoplankton, and you need waters in Antarctica that are rich with krill,
right?
So that the charismatic megafauna, the seals, the penguins, and the whales can feed and forage.
Because they feed on krill.
Yes.
Just by the thousands of pounds.
Yes.
Millions of pounds. Right?
Yeah, the whales especially.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Big
it's amazing to watch them lunge feed.
You've seen them? Right up close?
Oh, yes, right beside of me.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of food they must take in is crazy.
I think, so those whales, those smaller whales, the minke whales that we were chasing last year, they have what's called, what is that called? Variated, I'm going to butcher it. They have this huge blubber pouch on the bottom of their throat with this variated blubber muscle.
Okay, yeah.
Variegated blubber muscle.
Right.
And so it expands an enormous amount. Otherwise, it's kind of tight up against their throat.
So it must let tons of plankton or whatever. Sure,
yes, and so they can put, I believe, 7,000 tons of water.
What?
It's just an insane amount.
What do you mean? It sits in there?
No.
It just filters through?
They filter it through.
Okay, yeah, right. I was going to say, it's crazy. Did you lose a headphone there? Oh, no, I think we're good.
I'm good.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, that's cool. It must be just like experience like that, man. I guess you get used to it after a while, but it must just be Like, I don't know how to, it must be a crazy experience.
It is. It's
like,
what keeps me going back. So that's what I really enjoy.
Yeah.
And I like seeing how things on a basic level affect whales.
Yeah.
You know, transitively up through the water column.
Right.
And, but yeah, my passion is chasing whales around and being exposed to their bubble nets. We'll watch them bubble netting.
Right.
And so they work in teams of 3 and they blow these bubbles that trap the krill.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay.
And then they'll lunge up through it and just be
destroy.
taking huge amounts. You see pink.
Yeah.
Just being frothed in the water.
I think that's cool. The force that a whale must create to get through, like, you know, to push their weight up from the bottom, like go down and below and come shooting up. I mean, that's incredible. You know,
it is.
It must be. I mean, it must just move the ocean around it for, you know, it must be crazy. Yeah, it's cool.
It is, especially when you're in a small boat right beside of it.
Right.
And
do you ever go in the water? Or do you ever like go?
No, in the program that I'm with, they don't allow us to do that.
Okay, so no one does that in the boats.
Yeah, you know, if they had someone that was specially permitted for it,
right? Okay, cool.
They'd be allowed to do it.
Yeah, because I guess that's a whole new avenue for danger and avenue for like.
Yeah, once you enter the water with a creature like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it on Instagram all the time, and I
Photographers.
definitely want to do it.
Yeah.
It's on my bucket list.
Because I mean, you just feel it. You know, when you're like even just in the presence of like a wild animal, like even if I'm on a mountain bike trail and I see a bear, like this is not even comparing it, but still like that same thing. You're like, you know,
absolutely.
But seeing something that's like weighs like I don't know how much is a whale.
I mean, I have no idea how much these humpback whales that were around weigh.
Do you think? I don't know what your knowledge of like marine life and sea life was when you were on the fishing boat, but do you think, like, since you've been working on this research vessel, like you're just absorbing things like so fast? Can you sense like this like a big spike in your knowledge of
absolutely
like, stuff? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Just
I'm around some of the, you know, more amazing people in their field who've spent a lot of time studying a variety of sciences of that. You know, most of them are of interest to me because they, you know, involve the ocean and the health of the ocean. And so, it's probably taught me how to ask more intelligent questions. Yeah. To find the answers that I'm just curious about. Yeah.
I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to walk over and make sure the camera's still going because it's stopped before. What's been like the most, I don't know, I want to talk a bit more like about why you do it, but I want to know something like what's like the most hair-raising experience you've had maybe on that last trip anyway. It's something crazy. Like, I mean, it must get pretty hectic on those small boats.
Yeah. So the last trip, nothing. You know, the Antarctic programs is pretty chill. Nothing is nearly as hair raising as my experiences in Alaska on fishing boats. You know, probably the most hair raising experience on these Antarctic boats are being that close to humpback whales and realizing their power as they swim next to you. Yeah. You know, they take note of us and will come over to us, and as you saw in that video,
they came
kind
of
like, bump on the boat. And
I wonder what that's about. Like, I mean, I know they probably like research patterns and how it works, but no matter how much they research, there's like you don't know what they're thinking in their brain to do that, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's a mammal, the brain power is pretty strong.
Absolutely.
And they're eating tons of protein, so they're healthy.
Yes.
Well, probably got plastic too, but yeah. Do you guys take samples? Like, or do you research? Like, when you're looking at, do you like take? I mean, you can't like take stomach samples from them, right? While they're alive?
The only samples that are taken from them are tissue samples.
Can you tell if there's like plastic in their system just in skin samples?
Yes. Well, actually, I don't know the question to that or the answer to that. Yeah. No.
I'm just gonna say probably.
I would say absolutely.
If it's been there long enough, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so they're running different gene analysis on these tissue samples that they take, and if it's,
I mean, didn't they just find a whale that's 130 years old or something like that somewhere?
That was on the beach or still alive?
I think it's still alive, maybe.
I haven't heard this, but yes, is the answer to that.
Yeah, and so how many like? You said they follow this grid for 28 years, right?
Yeah.
They've been following this one grid. And so they're searching probably every year. They go looking for something different, or they're always looking for the same varieties of like.
You know, I think that they're just trying to see how the numbers are changing.
Right. So they must have like samples from whales that they've been for the last 28 years, if they're still around, right?
Yeah.
I I mean, I wonder how long do whales live? Is that?
Oh, actually, I don't know if they're the same whales that they're taking samples from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be.
Yeah,
they're pretty migratory, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So these, live on the South America side during the winter, the austral winter. They'll go north to as far as Colombia.
Yeah.
And then travel back down to Antarctica for feeding.
Right. And is there like they're collecting data, just the boat, but is there a base down there somewhere? Mm-hmm. Like a fixture?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a handful of bases on the Antarctic continent.
And a
lot of different countries have one. The U.S. has two.
Right.
One below South America and the other below New Zealand.
Right.
And so, we go down and service.
You go to different ones?
No, mainly the American
ones.
one.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. We did go to the British one.
Everybody's friendly? Everybody gets along?
Of course.
Yeah. Right.
Of course.
But you must be working together. You don't all sort of look for the same thing, are you? Like, you're probably all got different focuses?
Yeah. Marine focus versus terrestrial focus.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the bases will be doing things with atmospheric testing and
right. Air quality, whatever else is going on.
Yeah, they send a lot of different instruments into the air to study what's going on.
Like all the methane that's pumping out of the ice or something that's melting. Is that an issue right now?
Or carbon.
Yeah, carbon. Sorry. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. It is. I didn't realize you'd be kind of in the same kind of quarters as like other countries doing their own research. Mm-hmm. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, in a pretty small area, you have the British, I think there's a Czechoslovakian base,
right?
Argentine, Chilean, and then an American base.
Are there any researchers who are or countries who are relentless, we must find this, they're on any seeing movies or there's endless quest for something that no one?
Yeah, well,
is there
there's definitely these scientists have been working for years in order to get funded, and when they show up, they're ready to go hard.
Yeah,
and they want to push the limits to the best of their ability as long as
they want it right.
And they're just trying to maximize their time.
Right.
And so nothing in particular to one person being we have to find this one thing, but just the overall level of stoke that these scientists bring to the party is always fun to be a part of.
That would be cool because they're probably pretty inspiring people. I'd imagine they're really driven to get that
they
money.
Are.
You go through the hardship to get there, and
exactly. And then to bring their people with them. They're leading a team.
They're stoked. They're we did this right.
Yeah, they're team leaders, and they take this back. And some of them are been coming down for 30 plus years,
right?
And then go back to their universities and share their findings and inspire students to come down and do the same and teach them along the way.
Do you get time to sit with them when you're on the boat? I mean, I don't know how much downtime there is, but
we have meals together.
Yeah, cool. And just do they share? Are they is it always about do they share as much knowledge as they can? They're always talking, or is it kind of?
It's
it must be
a lot of times it's really casual.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, it is. A lot of times it is. Yeah. Nice
and we have good laughs. And
that's cool.
And then if you have a question, they're more than happy to talk about it.
Right.
And if any of their other colleagues are wanting to discuss science, there can be some really lengthy conversations.
That would be cool to be part of.
Yeah,
I don't know shit about the ocean, but it would be cool to sitting beside experts at the highest level, just listening to what they have to say about something you're passionate about too.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's like going to university.
I've learned a ton. Mm-hmm. Not only about the hard skills of working the back deck of these research vessels, because it's a whole new skill set from a fishing boat to just about science.
Yeah. It's a huge leap. Are there many people that make the leap from fishing boat to what you're doing?
Not many, but there are a handful.
Yeah.
Right. My coworkers, there's a handful that have come from the Alaskan fishing industry. A lot of them come from tall ships and other research vessels.
Right. What's a tall ship? Just like a...
like one of those old square-rigged tall ships that would go around Cape Horn delivering, salt to San Francisco in order to pick up leather to bring back to Massachusetts or something like that.
Right. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah.
So there's still a tall ship scene.
Tall ship scene.
Yeah,
Cool. Yeah.
where they sell them around the world. These museum quality tall ships.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they race them, and
That's cool.
yeah, and so people work on them, crew on
Yeah.
them, and I mean they're just mariners. Fuck.
I mean, but they're like, they must be just manpower heavy boats, right?
Well, there's a lot of women that work on them.
Oh, really?
But yes, they're reliant on force and pulleys and
Right.
pulling, and there's no mechanical winches or hydraulic winches making this easier.
Are you a sailor? Can you sail a boat?
Not as well as I'd like to.
Yeah, right.
It's definitely something I'd like to
Yeah.
take to the next level.
Yeah, what's your goal? Like, where do you see yourself doing in like 5 years? What would you hope to be doing, in the next 5 years or so? Have you think about that?
Yeah, I definitely want to become more involved in the research support industry. I think it's a fascinating world, and the more that I learn about it and the more people that I meet, it makes me just kind of want to switch gears from fishing and go full time science support. Having spent time in Alaska this summer fishing, and then down in Antarctica during our winter, I'm seeing a lot of change.
Yeah, right.
Really quickly. And so being financially invested in the management of a resource such as salmon, when things are changing as quickly as they are, and really no one's doing anything drastic about it,
right,
makes me want to just kind of shift my focus more into the
conservation side of it.
Yeah. Conservation and the support side.
Right. Yeah.
Help support this mission, and hopefully things are.
Be a captain or something one day.
Well, I don't know.
You must. Is there like because that's something you work up to? Do you have to go like
you do
captain
you
school
do have to
or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
You definitely have to work up to it.
Yeah. But is there but you have to go to like some kind of like.
There's a couple different ways of going about it.
Okay.
One is a formalized school, where
right.
they send people through maritime academies.
Okay, yeah, right.
Another way is coming up through the hawse pipe, as they call it.
Right. Like
working the back deck, or like the captain that I work with, actually, he or one of the captains I work with, he used to be the cook on the boat.
Yeah, see, that's rad.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah. And then he was just super motivated, spent enough time at sea, took the test in order to gain his next level.
Sure.
And is now the captain of this boat, and knows the boat from the top down.
So that the captain's always on the same boat for the most part.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, until they get either work for a different company or increase their tonnage, the size of the vessel that they're wanting to work on.
Okay.
Move on up.
Right. How many? Yeah, it sounds just like a cool, like, it's not luxury. Like, you don't like the boats. Like, is you just bunks, or like, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 bunks. Per person.
Right.
And
What
did I say? 2 bunks per person. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
2 people per room. So,
right. Okay.
Yeah, and there are 2 bunks in this. We aren't having a hot bunk it.
Right. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Do you guys ever? I mean, you're researching fish. Do you fish off the boat? Do you fish for like? Do you guys? While you're trolling or something? Like, it seems
we do run a net through the water for krill.
Okay.
So we'll do krill samples at these different spots.
Right.
One of the scientists that I was working with was trying to catch ice fish recently, and so
ice fish.
Yeah, these really cool fish. I have a photo on my phone that would be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have to show you.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, they're really wild looking.
Ice fish.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so he was fishing with a rod and reel, but it's really rare to see someone fish with a rod and reel in the back of.
How high are you out of the water? Like when you're on
we're like 10 feet. Out of the water.
That's not too bad then.
Yeah, but it's still hard to land a fish.
Yeah, right.
So that's not allowed in the Antarctic program, but these other research vessels that I've worked on, they'll fish.
Okay.
And so one time we were out, I don't know, a couple 100 miles offshore, and we came across this wave glider, this autonomous seagoing sampling machine.
Oh, just on its own?
Yes.
Oh.
It's powered by the sun.
Cool.
And there were probably 50 mahi swimming around it when we showed up to recover it. And so we started fishing. And
yeah, sweet.
Yeah, had mahi, fish tacos that night. And
it's great. It's good research.
And however, it's really hard to land a fish on 10 feet off the water. That's where they get off the hook pretty easily.
Yeah, because you got to get out of there
We don't
fast.
have a net.
Yeah. Wow. It just seems like it's just a wild place to be because you like even when you're not working, just things you're just seeing.
Yeah,
Ocean moves, whatever's going on out there.
During that trip, we were out at, like I said, 200 miles offshore, and a thunderstorm came through. This was off the coast of Massachusetts.
Okay. Oh, never mind. Yeah.
Yeah, and so you can get some pretty good storms coming up the Gulf Stream.
Yeah.
And you see thunder, you see the lightning, hear the thunder building, and I asked the guy, I was like, "Have you ever been on a boat that has been struck by lightning?" And he's like, "Shh,
don't say
don't
that.
talk about that."
Is it the
man.
thing? Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And so we had a big shipping container on the back deck of this boat, and as the storm comes closer, I was thinking this is going to be like a Faraday cage. I can go inside of it. It has a wooden floor. If it got hit by lightning, I'll be safe.
Wow.
And I was in rubber boots. And I thought it'd be a good idea.
I don't think it'd be safe. Yeah. Go on. Sorry.
And lightning cracked like right behind
No
the boat.
shit.
Hit the water,
Yeah.
and I ran inside. Freaked me out. As I'm running inside, there's this purple white flash like right over me.
Oh, I bet.
And my hair raised on my neck, and I was like, "Fuck!" And I had run inside the boat. We had gotten hit. The boat had gotten hit right at that moment, knocked out our electronics.
No shit. Dude, you called it. That's hilarious, actually. They're all like, get off the boat. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, they were pissed.
Because there must be a ton of like superstition going on, like boats. I guess like that's the whole, isn't that the whole kind of lore about boats? There's like,
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of superstition surrounding the maritime life.
Are there any cold weather pirates out there? Like you ever see like, there's no pirates.
Yeah, no modern day pirates. I mean, that is a thing in different parts of the world.
Probably warmer spots. Yeah.
Yeah, and poor spots.
Yeah. Right. Do you run into like Greenpeace stuff out there, and like you run into like
actually down in Antarctica we ran into Greenpeace.
Yeah. Do they bother you guys?
No.
They're
They're our friends.
Have you seen shit go down out there with those?
No. However, we took a tour of the Greenpeace boat Esperanza in Punta Arenas, Chile. While I was preparing to go down to Antarctica on the research vessel, and they were in the same port as we were. A buddy of mine had a friend who worked on the boat, so he gave us a tour.
Yeah.
Make sure I don't have the...
Oh, pasties. Yeah, you want a beer?
Yeah, I'm about ready for another beer. Sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's loud.
Oh, yeah, so, it's loud. It's casual, man. We make noise. It's fine.
He gave us this tour, and in the top of the wheelhouse was a photo, a set of 4 photos, and this British boat was dropping barrels of radioactive waste into the ocean.
Oh, right on. Cool. Good job.
Yeah, right on.
Fuck.
And Greenpeace comes and sticks their boat under the crane so that they won't deposit these barrels into the ocean. Fully expecting them not to release these barrels.
Just drop it.
And so they dropped it anyway and hit the Zodiac.
No kidding.
Yeah, and just destroys the Zodiac.
And the people on it?
They were okay, but you see them flying in the air.
Oh, yeah, and catapults. Yeah. No shit.
So that's, Greenpeace gets into the thick of it.
Yeah, I bet, eh? They're right in there.
Mm-hmm.
So, but wait, who's got the license to dump, like, that they're just doing it illegally, just dumping that shit?
Out in international waters.
Oh, right. That must be a big thing.
It is a big thing. Jeez. A lot of different countries violate human rights and environmental rules and fishing regulations all day. It's happening all the time.
Is every country doing this, pretty much?
No, not every country.
A lot of them.
But there's a lot of the poor nations that are doing it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because the chance of getting caught versus what you get from it, I guess.
Yeah. But, I mean, they aren't getting caught.
No.
Because to patrol these waters takes a huge amount of resources.
It's international waters. Who would want to patrol it?
Greenpeace, or Sea Shepherd.
Oh, yeah. Are they the same Sea Shepherd? Isn't that the name of a boat from Greenpeace? Or no?
No, it's a different organization.
I don't know what's going on.
It's one that is a bit more confrontational. They'll ram
They got that, like,
the
they
boat.
got the black boat with, like, the
Jolly Roger on it. And they ram Japanese whalers.
Right.
Yeah. So I think Greenpeace, the founders of Greenpeace, ended up splitting ways.
Okay.
And one of them wanted to be more radical.
Yeah.
And
guns blazing.
Yeah. And so he started.
I mean, that's what's working. If they're going to just drop fucking barrels on people, they're going to have to get more aggressive in the other respect, right? Damn.
However, there's obviously a limit.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're like vigilantes at the sea, out there just like, and they're doing a good thing, but like, it must like, if there's criminals doing these things they're supposed to do, they're going to get hostile just to get like,
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
And the Japanese are pissed at the founder of the Sea Shepherd. They charged him with crimes for attacking their whaling vessels.
Even though those
were wanting him extradited to Japan to face criminal charges.
Wow, really?
Yeah. And I don't think he's even on the board of Sea Shepherd anymore because he was just bringing too much heat legally. Yeah, the Japanese were suing Sea Shepherd.
Wow.
And with everything that they had in order to
stop him from doing this.
Well, to just drain their finances.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah.
And because, fighting in the court system is super expensive.
Yeah, and all their money's funding from wherever they get donations, and I guess there's probably no like really government funding for Sea Shepherd, I would imagine.
No.
They gotta give it to you guys. Yeah. Right. Yeah, so I mean they're probably they could sink them, no pun intended, but they're doing a good thing, right? I mean, in the long
absolutely.
I mean for what you guys are doing too, where you're trying to find out, the scientific side of it all and like research everything else, and they're out there just like trying to stop the bullshit that's on the surface happening, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised I'm surprised they don't get government support.
Yeah, I wish they did.
I mean, because the Coast Guard doesn't. I guess they got to follow the law, and that's like so.
Yeah, and then they don't leave national waters.
Yeah, so they're gonna. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the trouble with them. What do you think's like? In the time you've been on those boats, what do you think's been the biggest impact you've seen? You talked about the salmon fishing, but when you're on the research vessel, what do you think? Like overhearing these guys talk and whatever you're saying, what do you think is the biggest? Is this maybe a dumb question, but the thing you hear about the most, like as far as like good or bad or like
as cliche as it sounds, it's definitely climate change.
Right.
That's definitely the hot topic.
Yeah.
Because we're witnessing it happening so quickly.
Yeah.
And
even year over year, when you go back, you can see.
Yes. So this year was the hottest year on record in Antarctica.
Okay.
I worked personally a few days in a T-shirt on the back deck.
Right.
I saw more rain than I ever have before.
Yeah.
We went south of the polar circle in a place that should have snow, and it was raining.
Right.
Yeah, it's just becoming more. Yeah, subpolar is the term.
Yeah,
above polar. And
what's the baseline for like it's like a range for that? Like
It's a temperature range that usually has been defined by latitude.
Oh, so it's not the same. Okay, right. Okay.
And so that is shifting, and therefore, all of the animals are having to shift with it.
Well, because animals, a lot of polar bears have like cross the ice, right, to get places, and there's less ice, they can't get where they're going.
Yeah, the polar bears up in the Arctic. Right. So I don't see any polar bears in Antarctica.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah, there's no. Okay. I don't know. There's no polar bears down there. Oh, okay.
And there's no penguins up in up in the Arctic.
Ah, okay. I think I knew that. Yeah. Well, then, what's the biggest? Is there any like land predators that are?
No.
Nothing,
yeah, penguins don't have any land-based predators.
No. I mean, like in Antarctica.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Oh. Seals nor penguins have any land-based predators.
Huh.
Yeah, so we can walk right up to them and they aren't even afraid.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It is.
It seems, from what I've seen, like it seems like you watch that whale swim over to the boat. Like if it seems like maybe when there's less predators, people they're not as freaking out. So like it just seems like kind of what you're describing. It's easy to approach these animals in the wild in some respects, even though they don't come across humans much. But having not had predators, you think that's an impact on them?
Well, I mean,
the trustworthiness of other things?
So the minke whales that we were watching in that video definitely have predators, but they aren't humans, right? They're killer whales.
Oh.
And so they know to avoid killer whales. They're obviously, they'll go to great lengths to make sure that happens. But humans, they don't have a predatorial nature.
I don't know why.
And
because our boats look like alien things probably to them. Or I would assume they would think, right? Like I don't know, but that would be more creepier than
it would be.
Yeah.
Than
Then a whale. I'm like, that's cool. I see you're gonna kill me, probably, but this is a weird ship.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I got slapped with a suction cup 2 minutes before this, and now I don't know what's going on.
Which has been one of the biggest sources of intrigue for me in regards to whales, because they're highly gregarious.
Right.
And, they're aware of you.
Yeah.
They're aware of their size in that space.
Right.
They don't want to do you any harm. They're curious.
Yeah.
And, it's really awesome to be around something that's that large and that gentle.
That's cool. Do you like talk to it? You're like, hey, whale. Like, is there like, I don't know. Everyone goes, hey, bear, when I see a bear.
Yeah, but I don't talk verbally to them or vocally.
Do you have to like send out signals to try and get them? Do you send out like fake?
No, I guess
you weren't allowed. I guess maybe or something.
No, we don't send them any signals.
Okay, right. Or try. Yeah, okay. Like I thought maybe like you bait like a duck call, like ducks to come.
Yeah,
you don't do that with whales.
That'd be awesome. We should.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just play like a mating.
yeah. That must get like. It's all good, man. Yeah, I just think that'd be a surreal experience for sure. So you're good friends with Tony. We were talking about earlier.
Yes.
I'm gonna switch gears here for a second. So we're gonna probably, I don't know where we're at for time, but probably getting close to it. So we're here visiting Tony, but you guys said you were on a trip. You went to Antarctica together, or you were?
No.
Where'd you go?
Tony and I traveled South America together.
South America. Sorry, I got it all wrong.
Yeah, we met in Yosemite when we were both 19.
Right, climbing, I assume.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Yes. That was when I had visions of delusion and grandeur as far as being never professional, but just being a climber.
Right. It's
and
tough, man.
It is.
What's going on? It's tough.
It is.
It's
and
weird.
so I meet Tony and one of his buddies, Ryan Foster, and they're climbing in El Cap.
Right.
When I'm 19.
It's in the movies.
Trying to
man.
struggle my way up a 5'8", 5'9",
right.
Yosemite crack. Anyway, Tony and I traveled around South America after that for a while and had some really rad experiences. Which
were you climbing or just like backpacking, just fucking around?
Yeah, just backpacking, exploring.
Cool, sweet.
Yeah, we were on different trips and found out that each other. This was before the days of Facebook, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Via
someone wrote you a letter or something. Yeah, right.
It came in a pigeon.
Yeah,
a condor.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it falls from the sky.
And found out that he was taking a bus down from here to South America.
A bus, Tony? You took a bus from here to South America?
I got to Panama and then flew down to Lima.
Damn. What's that?
It was rough.
Yeah, I bet. That's a giant bus ride, man. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Taking a bus from like my house to the village is a pain in the ass. I don't know. That's huge. It wasn't a chicken bus, I guess, obviously.
I bet he rode a handful of chicken buses.
Right. Do you get transfers? Yeah, that's cool.
So then we met up in Peru.
Right, okay.
And it had been a while since I had seen him.
Yeah.
And I was really excited about his arrival and our reconnection.
Cool.
We hadn't seen each other since Yosemite.
Yeah.
So I met him with a plan and mescaline from the San Pedro cactus.
No kidding. Cool, man.
And we went into the Sacred Valley of the Incas, and I'd met this Peruvian guy along this path.
This is good.
And he wanted to take us to a very special place in the Sacred Valley.
Yeah.
And he helped me harvest this San Pedro cactus, show me how to prepare it naturally. Wow. And we did it over a eucalyptus fire in an earthen clay pot. It was done super traditionally. He was such a great guy to connect with. Yeah, so I bring him to the scene, and the three of us go into the Sacred Valley down river from Machu Picchu.
Oh wow!
And
man,
and drink mescaline, and
I've never done it. But
it was really gross tasting. Like it made you want to throw up.
With just shit or something. Like it's like sour.
Cactus chlorophyll.
Oh, lovely. Yeah.
It's just strong green.
Yeah. Sounds yummy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That's a cool experience, man.
Yeah, so he would sing in Quechua, which is the native Peruvian language.
So he like worked you through. Is it kind of like a peyote thing where they work you through, or like a?
No, he wasn't a shaman. He was just a dude that was really into the, the history of his people.
That's pretty cool.
And so that's how Tony and I began our travels together through South America.
Does spending so much time on a boat really make you want to spend time on land and explore land more? Like when you're home, do you go in the mountains rather than like by the coast?
Yeah, that's why I'm here. Well, I mean, it's actually kind of the best of both worlds here.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
But more with the mountain focus at this point.
Yeah. Do you surf at all? Do you do any water sports or anything?
I don't surf.
No.
I wish I did.
Yeah. When I've seen like stupid, probably fake videos, but like when like all the like the caving or the calving, whatever it's called, I guess when like icebergs break off and stuff. Like, are you around that like huge, like when they break off and you see like huge like tsunami type waves come at you or something?
Yeah. But we do it. We stay really far away from any potential hazards like that.
How could, like, do you just? I guess it must happen all over the place. Like
especially now.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's melting really quickly.
Yeah, jeez, and that must actually make it more hard for boats to get around because it's in
the
a small
boats.
Pieces floating around, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Damn. Within a quarter to a half mile of all of these hanging glaciers that are reaching the water of Antarctica, there was a layer of ice that was from the icebergs or the glaciers that were sloughing. And you can see how Antarctica was melting into the ocean real time.
Right. I mean, that must be, it must be disheartening to watch because you're just getting so immersed in it because you're like, standing alongside whales while that connection makes it so much deeper that now your feelings towards all this,
you're
negative
right.
impact is
it's really
stronger and stronger. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after this summer in Alaska, was super hot, dry, full of wildfires.
Yeah.
I felt it for the salmon. It's like, the salmon is part of my livelihood for 20 years.
Yeah.
The ocean's changing rapidly and I felt it. And then I, processed it and go down to Antarctica and as you mentioned, I had the same kind of visceral reaction to the quickly changing environment and how it's affecting the sea life, the aquatic life that has this level of cognizant awareness.
Right.
That's just possibly higher than humans. I really don't know.
Yeah.
And their home is becoming polluted and is changing.
Does it must make you want to be more and more involved? Like the more you see it change, the more you, like, I would assume it's not where the more you see change, the more you want to walk away, or the more you want to get in there and be like, try to get ahead of the change.
And figure out, how I can offer my skill sets in order to, be a part of that.
Is there any, when you listen to the other scientists talking stuff, is there any glimmer of hope they all kind of come to? Or there's a theme of where they can make gains,
I really think that technology is going to be it's going to come from the private sector.
Right.
And that's what's going to save us. It's not going to come from the government.
Like Boy on Slot and those guys who make those boats he wants to clean up that island of garbage. He has these big solar powered kind of scoop things. Yeah.
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 And the Elon Musk of the world.
Yeah. Right. Do you ever are the other people on those boats like that with you guys? Or is it is everybody pretty much are there any big thinkers you think that are going to are going to change the the course of this?
So Scott and his wife, Wendy Schmidt, the founders of Google, have an oceanographic institute and a research vessel.
Right.
And they were down in Antarctica and interviewed a couple of scientists that I was working with, connected with.
Right.
And they asked scientists, how do we change climate change?
Yeah.
How do we have a positive impact on the world?
Right.
And they hear from these scientists and discuss how that they can, afford that opportunity for these scientists. You have these investors, these, philanthropic
who have ideas as well too. Who are what if we do this?
Exactly. And they're wanting to see change happen.
Yeah. Right.
So, in the face of climate change, there are people really stepping up to the plate, trying to do something big.
We need those people, man, for sure.
Absolutely.
That's a huge deal, right? People who are willing to get behind something, and it's good that some people have the money to do it. Do you try to get is there people trying to influence your research? Do you sense any type of hushing or is that something you overhear or you can think like a theme?
Yeah, it's not something that comes my way. I'm probably too low of a level to have any.
Right. You don't hear about scientists getting stifled. Just right.
No, I haven't heard anything like that.
Yeah, because I think it sounds like it's. I mean, you just read two different reports. They're both the complete opposite sometimes, in just general for climate change. But do people use the term global warming anymore on these boats, or is it now just climate change?
Yes, now it's just climate change
Right.
because they realize
Some spots aren't getting warmer.
labeling it as global warming, and the truth of it being that it's so erratic.
Yeah.
But it is on a warming trend.
Right.
And so I think they just decided that it was better it was more of a apropos means of communicating truly what's happening.
Right. Well, you're going back down again? When do you go back down? When do you jump
Actually,
on?
yeah, I'm headed up to Alaska now.
Cool.
And
Fishing?
No, actually on a skiing mission.
Oh, rad, cool. Spirit Quest, rad.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, sick. Heli skiing? Are you going to go to Alaska or whatever it's called?
Yeah, well, I have a season pass at Alaska and some friends, and so I'm
that's
headed
cool.
there.
How much is the season pass there?
Man, I bought an early one, a midweek season pass for $500.
No shit.
Yeah. And they're having an epic season.
They used to do some cool stuff. Like when I worked in the ski industry, they helped them. I was involved in a lot of jump building and stuff, and like for films and stuff. And Alaska sometimes where Matchstick had some of the coolest segments. Just it's so cool around there. I mean, you're in fucking Alaska.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Yeah.
I've never been to Alaska for fun.
Right.
I'm always going there for work.
You getting there? You driving or you?
I'm flying.
Oh yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I'll fly to Vancouver on the 12th.
Okay. Cool. Sweet. Nice. Mm-hmm. How long are you going for? A while.
Until the end of the ski season.
Oh yeah. Yes. That's pretty rad. Nice, man. That's cool. I think. Yeah. I mean. I think. I mean. Are you happy with the chat? Like, was it good? Okay,
absolutely.
cool, sweet, all right, rad.
That's solid.
Yeah. Well, so Josh Mitchell, you've shown me some videos. I don't know if people watch them. You can find them on Vimeo, I think is what I saw it was.
Yeah, under the title Tag Prey Drone.
Yeah, it's like they're out there tracking down whales, saving their lives, trying to anyway.
Trying to understand them more. I'm just a technician driving a small boat around with these scientists.
Well, I think it's a really cool experience, man. A cool life you led. I was like, I didn't really, when we were talking last night, a few beers, I didn't quite get the extent of it. And I think this is really cool. I was happy to chat with you.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan.
I think it was.
This is great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah,
party
cool.
we just shared.
Yeah, it's cool. So I don't know. Do you want people to follow you on Instagram? What's your Instagram handle?
My Instagram handle is Feral Fisherman.
Okay, I'm gonna follow you. I don't follow you right now. All right, man. Well, thanks for coming by.
Absolutely, Ryan.
Cool.
Thank you.
Awesome. Good chat.